All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Got some Talionis account to build tonight, and whatever else you all want to chat about. I've got something to talk about here at the top of the discussion. Jack says he's moving house at the moment, so it's chaotic and without Wi-Fi for a few weeks. It's interesting how reliant we've become on our Wi-Fi. There's I think is it Elon that has the thing about our electronic selves? Like there's who we are as a person, and there's the extension of ourselves that we have in our online presence. It's amazing how much presence people have in the cyber world. Yeah, it's interesting. I want to just give everybody a reminder. I was talking to a friend recently and got reminded of this. In times like this where we've got the election going on, remember the difference between argument and debate. Half of the people, roughly half, are going to be unhappy with the outcome of the election one way or another. Just if you're on the half that's happy or unhappy either way, don't turn political debate into argument. Remember the difference between debate and argument. In my opinion, if you're going to debate something, both sides can be heard. Both sides can leave the discussion not having convinced either one of anything different. But if you listen to each other, acknowledge that the other person has a point. You may not agree with it, but there is a point there. And then you go out and have a beer afterwards and everything's okay. An argument is where one of the other person has to make the other person wrong. And I think that's a very destructive discussion. So just try not to engage in those destructive discussions where you're arguing with somebody over right and wrong. It's important. Now Jack Sermon says, I never truly realized how much I cannot do without Wi-Fi. It's been a crazy time. Most phones, I mean, if you've got a cell phone signal, you've basically got what you have access to with Wi-Fi anyway these days. But yeah, I get it. I stay up very late sometimes, and our internet provider, I think whenever they have service to do, it's around 1:30 in the morning, and they'll whatever service they're doing, the Wi-Fi will shut off. And I mean, if you're staying up late, it's almost always for the reasons that I'm making videos or doing something online, so it's pretty annoying. But it happens quite a bit. The network's really reliable, so when the Wi-Fi cuts out at 1:30 in the morning, I'm pretty sure it's them on their end doing it intentionally. Because they think nobody's still on the screen at that point in time. All right, so let's start building the Talionis account. We've got 6 check marks on Greedo, the Greedo man. Let's see, what's the difference here? 15% more chance to gain potency up. I kind of don't care about that. This gets thermal detonators. Greedo gains 15% turn meter for each thermal detonator that explodes. So the difference is between 15 and 25% turn meter. Again, it's not that big of a deal. This is a Zeta. Greedo has 10% crit chance and 50% attack. This one matters, right? Because the more crit chance we have, the more likely we are to attack again. So that's worth taking. Okay, I'll continue to be quite stingy with my Omegas. Here we go, Greedo Relic. Let's have, what do we have to get Greedo to? I think Greedo is one of the higher relics for Jabba, right? 5 or think it's 5. We'll see. If we get a completion at, well, we got to go find these. Okay, so we got to take a break, go scavenge for bronzium wirings. Okay, we'll dump all these into bronzium wiring. Take these down to about 300 or so. Let's see. We can use these. Oops. We can use Mark 5. Oof. I'm not going to use too many of them though. I mean, I still have 400 of them. Feels like they don't need to be very stingy with them. Okay, fine. 219 is enough bronzium wiring for the moment, I think. Let's go to our journey guide and just see what it says here. Greedo Relic 6. Greedo Relic 6. Boy, that is a goofy relic level for Greedo. Probably should have remembered that, what with it being a weird number. I don't know, it seems like you land on 5 or you go all the way to 7. Unless you're, obviously, unless you're forced to go to 6 for a requirement. I don't think we've got enough stuff to get him all the way to 6 today, but let's keep clicking the button here. And if we can go all the way to 6, we'll just do it. Okay, we do. Oh, we got to build some of these. Rhodium heat sinks. Should have a few of these that we can craft. Craft them up. And we'll use most of them. Use 12. 60 of this. Always craft these first before you crunch them up, because the amount that you get for them as raw is much, much less than the amount you get for them when you combine them. So always combine these materials. Buy extras of them out of the raid store for Mark 1 raid tokens. Crunch them up into rhodium heat sinks. All right. Greedo Relic 6. And then we should get the completion bar. There it is. Okay, just enough. Look, 4 signal data left. Just enough. Okay, so now we got a big Greedo. That's going to help the account a lot. No, not at all. It's going to do nothing for this account. Let's see if we've got more crit chance that we can put on this guy. What's his crit chance now? 46%. Oh, crit chance physical, 106. Okay. All right. So pretty much everything he lands normally should be a crit now. And that at least gives him this chance to attack again whenever he scores a critical hit. It's a 50-50 flip. Sometimes you get 2, 3 attacks. Statistically, after about 3 attacks, it goes down pretty fast on the amount of times that you attack in total. But, yeah, no limits, Greedo. Okay. I don't even know. I don't think that even does anything for us in terms of 3v3 squads, does it? Let's look at all of our bounty hunters. Does this somehow get me a second bounty hunter team? So we had like Bosk, Leia, Boba Fett, and now we've got, yeah, it doesn't give us a whole other team. Once we get Fennec built though, if we build Fennec now, then we would have 2 teams, kind of like Bosk, maybe Bosk, Greedo, Boba, and then we can have Grief Karga, Fennec, and Greedo and another team, something like that. With that. How would we divide that? I think Leia goes in with Bosk until we can get, yeah, no, we'll get Chrysanthemum first. Interesting. So we could have one team with like Fennec lead with Chrysanthemum and another bounty hunter, maybe Chrysanthemum and Leia. and then have Bosk with like Boba Fett and Greedo. Alright, but anyway, that's not for this 3v3. We won't have that until later. Suffice to say, Greedo is not adding a whole lot of power to the account. That I think we can establish as fact. Boris Balkan says that Greedo R6, another useless relic. Jar Jar Binks says I've been doing a few of those. Jack Sermon says, how did you get so many of the gear pieces for bronzium wiring? That's part of our strategy to always farm Kyrotech shock prods. That Mark V Fabritech stuff is one of the best materials for bronzium wiring. So if you get all of your Kyrotech computers out of the shop and then farm all of your Kyrotech shock prods off of this node, that will give you a ton of the dev pads. Look up Hut Cartel. It should give us another team with Hut Cartel. Yeah, the problem with Hut Cartel is we don't have anybody to lead right now, right? So we have 3 relics for the Hut Cartel, but Boba's leadership is kind of lame, right? Crit damage, crit chance, 15 speed for each debuffed enemy. Defeat the first enemy that takes a turn. That's not an easy contract to get off. The extra stuff isn't bad. Ambuscade is extra crit damage. Damage an enemy with less than 50% turn meter. So basically, I would say you have a 50% chance, but that's not true. If your guys are faster than yours, so you would have to be slower than the enemy team so that they take a turn before you, and when you take your turn, they're depleted on a turn meter. Otherwise, if you're faster than them, you're always going to be taking turns with them over 50% turn meter. Another 50% crit damage isn't bad, though. It's not bad. What does Chrysanthemum have as a leader? 30% health, steal, max health, and protection. Defeat the enemy leader as a contract. Eek. And then I think Bush does not have a leadership, is that correct? Oh, she does. Max health and protection, and enemies with deadly bluff lose tenacity. Oh, so she could be a leader then. So right now it'd be her in the lead with Greedo and Boba. I don't know, we could try that. Try that on offense. Jack Sermon says, I think Krennic is my most useless relic character that I've gotten. I may have spelt the name wrong, which gives you an idea how useless that character is. Cad Bane or Embo? Yeah. Cad Bane or Embo, they're not on the list though for Jabba, right? So I'm not building anything if it's not directly beneficial to me or part of this Jabba journey. We got Gammo Guard, Han Solo, Relic 8, Skiff, Aura Singh. Yeah, we got Aura, Fennec. That's about all that's left for bounty hunters here. Skiff Guard I don't think is a bounty hunter. We've got Chrysanthemum we're already working on. I need to finish out the relic levels on Han Solo too. Yeah, we're about... Got 4 check marks. We could have a 5th here. And then we've got the entire Jedi Luke journey to do. So we're 5 out of 20 or something like that. So we're about 20% done with this journey. It's going to take a while on this account. It's going to take a while. I tell you, the character that I'm thinking about relicking a lot is this K2SO. Because I don't have a lot of characters in this account. And I keep, because I've only got 4 Rogue One characters, I either have to put in K2 as a Gear 12 character, or if I want a Relic character in the team, then I have to tap into Mon Mothma. She's the other character who fits. She fits pretty well in the team because she can summon, and her summon removes buffs. So the Rebel Trooper on a basic dispels buffs on an enemy. So it's nice to have that in the team because they don't really have a good way to get around taunts otherwise. So she fits in the team, but I would really rather have a K2SO. I reliced him on my main account a long time ago, and I always liked him as a character. I thought he did a lot better in the game than most people really gave him credit for. His kit's simple, but I always felt like it was pretty effective, so thinking about relicing him. Hey DL, I was gifted a Chewbacca bundle by a guildmate. What are the best bounty hunter squads? A Chewbacca bundle. What's in a Chewbacca bundle? Resources, data cards. Where can I see that? Resources. Is there a selection for gifts? Chewbacca Lightspeed bundle. Okay. So you were gifted this bundle, which gives you Aura, Cad Bane, Zam. So right now, you can get a Datacron with Aura Sing, and I got one, and I think it looks pretty interesting. So you could do like Aura Sing. What I came up with was Aura, Cad Bane, and Dengar as a team. And then Fennec is a good 3v3 leadership. Put her in the lead slot. And with that team, I would try to go fast. So you could do something like Fennec, Django, and Zam. If you're willing to put the Omicron on Zam. Her Omicron is pretty nasty in Grand Arena. I guess I gotta get out of here to go look. That's a nice bundle though. That would, how much would that help me right now? Fennec would be good. We need Fennec. We need Aura Sing as well, right? For Jabba. Doesn't Jabba have... I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, Aura Sing to Relic 6. So Fennec and Aura both would be direct plugins there. Should be pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, I would probably put Aura with Dengar and something like Dengar and Cad Bane. Or Dengar and Zam Wusel. Again, if you're willing to put the Omicron on her, it could be a pretty fun team. The Datacron that I'm talking about, if you get the level 6 that says whenever mercenary allies use a special ability, they stun a target for 1 turn. It can't be evaded or resisted. And then the level 9 Aura Sing Datacron says whenever an enemy is stunned or it takes a bonus turn. So your guys do a special ability, they stun a target that can't be resisted or evaded. So every time they do a special ability, so she's got like permanent frenzy for the whole combat. It would just be a lot of turns. But you want mercenaries in there, right? So I guess Aura Sing is not a mercenary, is that correct? So if we look at mercenaries, Aura Sing is a mercenary. Okay, so she could go in that team. Zam is also a mercenary. Okay. So yeah, you could mix and match however you want there. Make a couple teams. But I would say a Fennec lead team. And then if you're investing in Datacrons at all, I think that Aura Singh team might be fun. And even if it's not that big of a deal, you still develop a good generic Datacron for your crew. Circle Gameplay says, right now I feel like I'm getting more kudos than I can use because I don't have the shards. More kudos than I can use. Taking new characters to 7 stars takes such a long time. Oh, it must have meant Kairos. Well, here's the thing about Cairo. There are a lot of characters that you, or at least me, there's a lot of stuff. Like if I look at my low quarter account, if I was just rolling in Kairos, the first thing I would do is make a bank of them because you're going to use them on everything. The second thing is I've got things like Darth Revan and Bastila Shan Fallen. There's a bunch of characters that I have at 7 stars that I never have the priority to go back and put the Kairos on. So if you have plenty of Kairos, look to the prior characters, and for sure you'll find something that you already have at 7 stars that needs Kairos. Mara Jade, the whole group for the Starkiller journey, and those characters are pretty easy to have at 7 stars. So there's definitely stuff that needs Kairos that you can put them on. Unless you're at 12 million GP and you've already got all that stuff, in which case, bank the Kairos. If you have time, take a look at Sarah and Furry in the guild for Jabba. Sarah and Furry in the guild for Jabba. Not quite sure what you're asking me there, Jar Jar. Whoop-de-doo says, hello, DL. Boris Balkan says, I finally relic K2 for the AdRad team I resisted for many years. Embo's also great because he's the best 5th on a Jabba team. He's certainly the best 5th in Territory Wars. Yeah, if you put that Territory Wars Omicron on him, he's nasty. Yeah, that's brutal. So yeah, Embo is definitely a good addition to the Jabba team. Would give you Cad and Embo both good with Jabba. Yeah, and if I was spending on this account, I mean, let's face it, guys, Lightspeed bundles are the way to play the game. So for anybody who's playing, let's say, normally, and has $25 that they can spend in the game, this is a fantastic deal. There's nothing else in the game that gets you this kind of progress for one click of a button. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. On my low quarter account, I think I have all of these characters except Zam already reliced, so it's not that useful. But for this account, for sure, if I was spending money on this account, I'd buy that bundle in a heartbeat. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. The Lightspeed bundles are just a really good deal. They're just a really good deal. So yeah, I would definitely purchase that. But I'm not spending money on this account, so there you go. That question answers itself. Unfortunately. But for the rest of y'all, if you're looking for advice, if you're wondering whether or not it's a good idea, yeah, it's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Grab those Lightspeed bundles when you need them. Okay. So let's take a look at our journey and see what we've got in here. We've got Mob Enforcer that we can promote. I'm out of money. The timing on the raid, it took us a while to get back into the next raid. We missed on our attempt at the Naboo raid the first time. People have to get experience with it, though. You know, you got to try it. You got to get people in there to see what it looks like, what buttons to click, all that stuff. So I'm a little bit low on money this week. I don't think we've even got enough to go do mods seriously. We can make a couple upgrades to Fennec Shand here. Put some gear on her. Yep. And we'll stop there for now. Just position her for later. Okay. So, what's the most important use of what little money we have? I think Princess Nisa is probably the place where I want to spend my currency. Oh boy. So we got a couple stun cuffs here to lock down. We've got this. More stun cuffs. Wow, that's a lot of stun cuffs for this level. I remember when stun cuffs used to be a thing, right? Like really hard to get. Oh boy, we're out of Mark III. We can get a bunch of them. Look, they're available for us today. So we'll do that. But that's not what's holding us back. It's Mark V. You can buy a bunch of those too. Let's just stock up. Let's go ahead and spend 2,000 and just stock up on those. Because I feel like we're just going to need those at her next level as well, right? Okay, and this level we need Cairo. Let's go ahead and lock down whatever parts we can here that aren't going to cost us too much. Tenacity, sure, we'll take it. This is a bunch of health. We're going to have to take that for the health. Agility, physical damage. Okay. Let's do that. All right. Now let's take a look at this basic. She attacks again. We'll want that. Dispel all debuffs on all Ewok allies. We'll want that. Yub Nub special. Bright Tree Village. Okay. None of that. We're not going to use any of that. Okay. So, then we're going to go into the journey guide. We're going to take a look at C-3PO again. And we're going to see, I'm going to try this just for fun, with Ewoks that generally have really bad mods. So we're going to take in bad mod Ewoks. We're just going to throw Nisa in here with them. And we're going to see if she's so good that she can make the difference even with poor mods and the rest of my characters. So let's see how this works out. Okay. Dispel debuffs. Sure. Let's do that. Okay. Alright. Well. Let's take the... Oof. Alright, there we go. Now let's get in on Chewbacca because he can be a menace. Alright. Physical damage, stun target, critical damage up for a couple turns. Okay. Physical damage, speed down, gain taunt. Okay. Dispel all debuffs on all allies. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that because Elder's too close to dying right now. We need to get the debuffs off of him again. I think Paplu, when we get around to Paplu, should be able to do that. Okay. Now we got to get back on Chewbacca here. Nobody's dead, so we don't need to use that skill. Just use the basic here. All right, we're getting something done here. Stay alive, Pappy Lou. No, don't succumb to the, nope. Oh, he's done. All right, come back. Paplu, come back. All right, we're stuck on R2 because everybody else is in stealth, but I guess that's not so bad. What's this? Recover health. Get heal over times. Okay. Nope. Paplu, you got a tank, brother. You got a tank. Okay. I think we're not going to taunt here. We're just going to go in. Okay. All in here. And then I think we're just going to stay on him. I feel like we're just going to stay on him, and then when I get to Paplu, I'll try to take the buffs off of Han to make him less dangerous. Okay. And we'll get right back to normal routine here. Stacking up a bunch of damage over times on him. Is 12 enough damage over times to kill him? Probably is. So we're just going to let him take a turn now. Good. Okay, we need to cleanse. Get some healing back on this Elder. That was actually not bad. We'll get the taunt back over here. Esau doing work. We'll heal up because we can. 6 damage over times. I think when he takes a turn, he's done. Okay. So, wow. This is horrible mods Ewoks. I did not remod these guys, right? I left the horrible mods that they have on them. And just added her. And it looks like we're going to get this in like one try. I shouldn't say anything because they could go crazy now, but Han and Chewie are both down. The tank's down. Although, interesting, the tank, I never noticed this before. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. But these guys get on their knees. They kneel down and surrender. But that guard, he just went away for good. He's all gone. He exited the battlefield. I feel like this is almost an auto right now, but I don't want to mess it up, so we'll go ahead and keep doing it. We've got one confusion. It's all right. Wow. Yeah, that's quite a difference. And now we can really just put it in auto because C-3PO can't do anything on his own except, receive the punishment that I'm giving him. Crazy. I have over 1,700 Kairos, but the only character that I could take to Relic is Morgan, and she's already gear 12. Rest I'm farming with Imperial Remnants and Great Mothers. I'm going to take the new Ezra to Relics after this conquest is over. All right. Yeah, so that was nice. Let's go in here and take a look at C-3PO. Is he still somewhere in my favorites? He's not. Interesting. I would have thought I'd left him up on the favorites, but okay, let's find him. Promote him. And now we can finish him off to gear 12. Nice. We'll need a bunch more Carbantes, huh? Let's see. Carbantes are available. We'll get some out of the shop here. I really need to save the rest for just buying credits, though. So I'm going to quit buying stuff and just buy credits now. For the rest of this cycle. rest of this raid cycle. Okay, but he could potentially be our next relic then. Probably will be our next relic. Good stuff. So Jar Jar, you want me to look at Sarah. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, we've got okay, we've got that new bundle, it looks like, or just happened to relic a bunch of the characters that were in there. Yep. Jabba journey. Yes. It appears they're on the Jabba journey. Fleet. Malevolence, Executrix. So they just went, Sarah, for example, just went straight for Jabba without stopping off for the big capital ship first. I would definitely have built the big capital ship first, but that's just me. Totally free to play. That's cool. How long have they been chipping away at it? Galactic War Battles 1.12.7. That's a long time. That's 2.5, almost 3 years. Or who else? Furry. Furry. I respect people that are having fun, you know? If these folks are having fun building Jabba, the most important thing is the having fun part. Interesting. Yeah, looking good for the Jabba journey over here too. Yeah, same thing, kind of straight in on Jabba. Having fleet currency from Fleet Arena makes all of this go a lot smoother. Those extra 300 to 400 crystals a day that you can grab out of Fleet Arena are really a big deal. Or at least to me they are. They help a lot. Help a lot. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Building those Jabba. Get a couple Jabbas in here. This both accounts look pretty close. This account looks... I don't see the Jedi Knight Luke done yet. They've got to be close to Jedi Knight Luke. Jedi Anakin's here. Yeah. I don't see the Jedi Knight Luke yet, but they're close. Hermit Yoda's in, Wampa's in, so the hard parts are done. Just takes time. Takes time to collect up all that gear for the next step. Time, and pressure. DL, how much time do you spend on Conquest each day? It's such a grind. I'm in the habit of doing two things at once. So a lot of times with Conquest, I'll admit this. With Conquest, on my Loquitur account especially, I'm in hard mode, and I'll come in on these nodes, and even though I know that there's a feat that I should be working on somewhere in there, I want teams that I can just come in and hit auto. So, like, if I'm playing this, what I want to be able to do is just dump my CLS team in here and put it on auto, and then go do something else. So if I'm working on, let's say, my Loquitur update or something like that, I'll be doing that in the background, working on some RPG stuff for my channel. Whatever it is that I'm working on, that's what I'm working on. And then I've got this screen open over on the side, and I try to build teams that I can just put in auto and let them run and get my 3 stars. So I pay a lot less attention to feats than I should, and I pay a lot more attention to teams that can 3-star these nodes on auto, which is Jedi Master Luke, Jabba the Hutt, CLS in a lot of cases. The Inquisitors are shockingly good in auto. The Gungans are shockingly bad. I don't know why, but the Gungans seem to do very poorly in auto, for example. The new Queen Amidala team often loses one character in auto. The Conquest stuff kills her clones so fast, it's crazy. So with teams like the Gungans and Queen Amidala, I have to kind of click through the first 4 or 5 moves and then I can put it in auto. So overall, the amount of time I spend in Conquest, I would say I'm probably messing around with it for almost an hour a day in total. And like I said, I'm trying not to be, just clicking on the Conquest stuff. I try to do it in auto. But I would say between the 2 accounts, I probably spend an hour a day. Maybe more. It's time consuming. It's brutal. I hate Conquest. I think, especially for the feats that, like, let's say I have to use Night Sisters and I have to beat 20 battles with Night Sisters. Once I beat a specific battle once with Night Sisters, why can't I just get credit for the next 20 battles with Night Sisters? Why can't there be some way to just sim that out too? Like, I know that I can beat that battle with Night Sisters. There's no reason to actually make me play it out 20 times. So the frustrating part for me in Conquest is those, like, repeatable feats that you have to just... You can't play in auto and you pretty much have to go in and click the buttons. Sean Unavailable says I had a problem with auto Gungans. Oh, interesting. Yeah, my Gungans, for some reason, I don't know why, but the Phalanx seems to drop taunt, and then they kill the generator. I'd say like half the time. They let the enemy team kill the generator. So I don't know what's different about it in auto, but if I play it out, that doesn't happen. So I guess just being able to, keep the taunt up on Phalanx versus the AI making some weird choices and letting them kill a generator. There's teams like the Tuskens, like Tusken Ambush. I put the Gungans in against the Tuskens and just got wrecked instantly. And I was like, how does that even happen? I went back and looked, and apparently Tuskens can target whatever they want. They can ignore taunt and all that. And they actually get a skill that puts taunt on the weakest target, and the shield generator is the weakest target. So they insta-kill the generator. So there's some teams like that you got to watch for too. Boris Balkan says, as we were talking, I just unlocked Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. Nice. Nice. Jar Jar says, I need the last star for Xanadu Blood to get the Falcon. That's probably, that's what held. No, I think my Xanadu was actually finished before my IG 2000. But yeah, I ended up waiting on those two to finish out my 2.99 million. All right, running out of time here, but let's go into mods and see if we've actually got any mod work that we can do here. I farmed some mods throughout the week, but I farmed mostly slicing materials. I felt like I was behind on slicing materials, especially going to 6 dots. I really need to get more 6 dot mods in the account. So I farmed up some 6 dot slicing materials this week. Let's get rid of the 3-speed mods. We don't need those. Yeah, and then we didn't even look at all these 15 E mods. So we couldn't even finish slicing the mods that we had last week. So let's go out and slice up the ones that we got this week. Health on a offense mod I'm not terribly fond of. But just remember, guys, any mod can be a speed mod, right? Once you start rolling speed on them, the secondary stats and the mod sets don't matter quite as much. So 15 speed, that'll be 16 at 6 dots. That's really good. I don't think that's the best mod that I have to go to 6 dots, though, so we'll hold off on that for now. This one whiffs. Crit avoidance. We need a few crit avoidance arrows in the account. That one misses. Protection on an offense. This could be like a, I mean, if you wanted to mod like a gas with an offense set, you can do this. 14 speed's not bad. It doesn't hit again. All right. 4 speed, 7 speed. Oh, that's not even worth slicing again. Health on an offense mod with 4 speed. Yeah, I don't know. Not fantastic. 4 speed, miss. 4 speed. Hits to 8. We'll give it one more slice. 12. It's 12 at blue. We'll stop there. I'm not excited about it, but if it keeps rolling speed. Alright, select everything, upgrade this to 9. Sell off the ones that don't have speed. Go into slicing, put everything up to 12. See if we got anything new here. Nope. Nothing new worth our time. B mods to 3. Upgrade to level 3. Sell off everything with no speed. Level everything up to 12. And see if we got anything here. This is new. 14 speed. It's okay. Alright. I don't see anything else here that's new, that's fun. Okay. So that's going to be it for mods for the week. Datacrons, I don't think we've really got much we can do on Datacrons. I'm not actively farming materials. I did make a few purchases of the money, though, so that we can build some more Datacrons this time than we usually do. Max health and protection for each other dark side ally. That's okay. We could use that some. I don't think we can use dark side, though. No, I think my teams are all light side where I could use that. That was a mistake. Yeah, I shouldn't have rolled past that. Crit damage and health are good, though. I don't think we want to unlock a faction bonus on this particular one. We'll save up. We'll get another Datacron or 2 for next week. And we'll work our way through that. Okay, we got an achievement here for completing the C-3PO journey. Let's go to Grand Arena, sign up. Let's take a look at our defense here. How have we allocated our defenses? Alright, we've got Jedi team here. Fine. We've got a Mon Mothma team here. Fine. Raddus over here. We can put a Datacron on this Raddus team. That new one that we built has some good stats. Let's see. Armor penetration. Tenacity. I think this has got better stats than these do. We'll put that on. Set that. Back wall trash, right? Yeah, just garbage. Fine. Do I have another bounty hunter team I could put back here? If I had another good bounty hunter team, I would put it up front, right? So we could try to put a bounty hunter team here, just to make my opponents think. You know what? I'm not going to do it because most of the time the opponents are either beatable in a fair matchup or they're so much bigger than me that it isn't going to matter. I could put relics on. So I'll keep everything I can on offense. I'll keep all the good stuff for offense. Bronzium 3, y'all. Bronzium 3. All right. I think that's all I can do. We did characters, mods, datacrons. There's not really anything in ships for us to build right now. So that's going to be it for the update for this week. Got that Relic Greedo. Got C-3PO done. We can make C-3PO our next Relic target. I'll put this piece of gear on over the course of the next week or whatever. I get more Carbantes. And we'll keep rolling. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me on a Monday night. Appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my stuff in the future. Use the notification bell. And join us over on the Discord. We've got a link up above and down below. It's a nice Discord community. It's a cool place to hang out. Monday nights, I also live stream Dungeons & Dragons. So after this, I'm going to go over to DM Fanor on Twitch. And we'll be live streaming our Goblin Stone campaign over there for anybody who's interested. And for anybody who just likes me as a content creator, if you want to support my RPG channel, there's links in the description down below. You can click on those and give some watch time and a like to some of my RPG videos. I'd appreciate it if you guys could help me out with that. All right, thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next Holocron.